Okay, cool. So now that I've kind of explained the why we're doing this game, I'll briefly explain to you what the game is. So this is a basic red light, green light game. It's kind of a variation off of foundational healer long line work, but it doesn't have quite so many strict rules. His work was more pattern related. We can do this pretty much anywhere. What you're looking for is a nice open space, so that's why I chose this open area right here, so we have a little bit of room to work. When you're first starting, you want to start in an area that doesn't have quite so many distractions, particularly the things that might set your dog off. There's no such thing as a distraction-free environment, and we do want our dogs to become engaged in the environment during this exercise. So, they're gonna sniff around and look at stuff and listen to stuff, and that's all good and great. That's part of what we really want them to do. We want them to learn that they can enjoy their environment and check stuff out, but at the same time, kind of split their attention and make sure that they're tuned into us. So when we play the red light, green light game, it's just a very simple series of starting to move, going maybe 15-20 feet or so, and then stopping dead in your tracks. So, what we look for here is if the dog is paying attention to us and they want to be with us, when we move away, they're going to follow us. If they do that, once we come to a stop, we're just going to give them a lot of praise. A couple seconds, you can pet them, whatever they like, just a little social interaction there for a reward. And if they don't follow us, what's going to happen is they're going to hit the end of the 15-foot line. Now, depending on the size of your dog or the sensitivity of your dog, you want to be aware of what amount of pressure you're hitting them with on the end of the line there, because with 15 feet, you can get quite a bit of momentum. You certainly would want to use a different amount of pressure for, a 120-pound Cane Corso versus, a 10-pound Chihuahua or something. So you want to take those things into account, but, the goal is you want your dog to get just a little flick of the collar on their neck sensation, which kind of will grab their attention. And then what happens is they turn and they see that you're far away and they go, oh, hey, I want to catch up with you. So, that kind of conditions them to, when they feel the collar, to choose to come towards you, because when you're 15 feet away and they don't realize that you had been moving away from them, it makes them start to be more aware and go, oh, hey, what are you up to? Where are you going? What are you doing? I want to be with you. So that's really the point of the game, is that we're getting our dog to pay more attention, and when they feel the collar, that we're far away from them and they want to come running over to catch up. So this is not specifically a recall exercise. I don't care if the dog comes all the way to me. The idea is that they learn to stay in my general vicinity at this point, and then we kind of systematically work to make it more challenging for them to stay closer to us. We can meld this into let's go exercises. We can meld this into recall exercises, asking them to come. But the first initial part that we do is nonverbal, except for the praise. So I'm not giving them any sort of verbal cue when I'm moving away. I'm just waiting for them to be interested in the environment. Once they're interested in the environment, I'll move the other way, see if they're paying attention. I want dogs to succeed at this, so if a dog really isn't paying attention to me, I might have really dramatic body language. I might shuffle my feet a little bit, kind of make a little bit of a sound just to get their attention, to let them know that I'm moving, because I really do want them to succeed. But at the same time, I want to build up their ability to, sniff the grass, look over at the geese flying through the sky, but at the same time, sense that if I'm moving the other way, they better pay attention and come keep up with me and stay with me. So, with no further ado, I will start to demonstrate the game and show you how it works. Hey, Cook! Cook! Hey, buddy, good boy! Hi! Hang on. Okay, so we got that on our martingale collar. Ah, yes. Before I do get started, leash management. Okay, so many of you may have had horrible experiences with a leash ripping through your hand. It really, really hurts. Now that you're working with a long line, you really want to be careful about how you hold the leash so that you don't get hurt. The best way that we find to hold the leash is to put your thumb through the loop, and then you close the whole loop through your grip here. So you want to make sure that it's not like this. You want the whole loop there, okay? So the thumb goes through, and then you close it. You want to make sure this is tight up against your thumb there. That is a very, very strong grip. It's not going to slip out of your hand. From there, you want to protect your shoulder, especially when you're working with the bigger guys. So to prevent your shoulder from twerking out like this, if your dog hits the end of the line, you want to hold your hand right to your chest, right to your stomach, wherever you're comfortable, but brace it against your body so that you're protecting your shoulder. Your dog is going to walk in and out of the line because it's 15 feet, and if they're close to you, there's going to be slack, so they're going to be walking over, it's going to be underneath their legs, things like that. Unless it gets wrapped around their foot, I really don't want you to intervene. I want you to let them manage their end of the line, and you manage your end of the line, and make sure that you don't fall over yourself. Okay. So hopefully you can see Cook in the screenshot over here. He's over here sniffing around. I'm just going to let him be engaged with what he's doing, and now that he's not facing me a little bit more, he's really engaged in the scent. I'm going to run opposite him. Good boy! Good job. That was a good one. I'm going to pause. I'm going to give him a second to look around, maybe get interested in something else. Good boy! Good job. Okay, so that's pretty much what it should look like if your dog's really, really good at it. Cook has had some practice at this game, so he knows what he's doing at this point, and he's got a ton of social drive and is basically my BFF, so he's awesome at it. If he were on any one of those instances not to come running with me and he got hit by the collar, I would have just ignored him at that point and done the same thing, stood. Even if he came running over to me after he got hit by the collar, Cook, good boy. Even if he would have come running over to me after he got hit by the collar, I still would have ignored him. So, the point is we want them to come running without getting hit by the collar. If they do hit the end of the leash and get hit by the collar, then, that's kind of a reminder to them to, hey, pay attention. And when they do good, when they come running with us, they win the game and they get lots of praise. So that's what we're looking for there. There are two ways that you can make this game more challenging. You can start to introduce distractions to your dog, things that are more distracting. If your dog's dog reactive, you can start to have dogs at a distance. Basically anything that would be distracting to your dog. And the other way that you can make it more challenging is by starting to systematically make the leash a little bit shorter. So you can go from 15 feet to making a loop, and then you have, maybe 12 or 13 feet. Then you can make it even more challenging and do another loop and have a shorter leash until you can just play on your regular old 6-foot leash. So maybe I'll do a round or two with Cook on a shorter line and see how he does with that. The sheep are coming up from the pasture, so he might be a little bit distracted by them. We'll see. Good boy, Cook. Yes. Oh. Okay, so Cook is just too good at it, so I'll have to get some footage of a dog who doesn't quite get it as much, but I hope this helps.